declining enrollment started 4 years ago, and it's escalated now to, I think, we've over 125 students in 4 years. Nobody has tried to investigate why this occurred and if it's directly related to problems in school or economic problems. I think that needs to be dealt with. Some of the classes have real small numbers of kids in them. Wouldn't hurt to consolidate some of these smaller classes. ISS, we pay a teacher full-time for ISS students. Usually there's, I don't know, 2, 3, or 4. I wouldn't see a problem with them being transferred to the alternative school for the duration of their ISS and possibly save the salary of one teacher.
If you've not been on this school board, I think there are a lot of things that you don't discover until you are. So I don't want to pretend that I'm going to come out with all the fantastic ideas, but I think what I'll bring to the board is a small business approach. I think you learn to control what you can control, and those things that are out of your control, you've got to let them go. We're going to have budget cuts from the state and from the federal. There's nothing we can do about that. We've got to learn to work with what we have, try to pick up things that we may be able to affect. As Keith said, the daily attendance, how we discover that, I think that's something that has yet to be determined. So anyway, control what you can, and what you can't, learn to work with it.
We are going to have these budget cuts, and none of us have been shown or in detail how much, and it's not going to be easy. I've had at least 5 people look me right in the eye and say, "Are you sure you want to be on this board?" And the more I think about it, the more I do. I'd like to have a vote in the decisions that are made. I know they're not going to be easy, some of them, but hopefully they'll be the best. And I feel like with a business background, that will help. I also realize that you can't always look at it like you're looking at a profit and loss, but you have to have it in mind. There are a lot of things that you can't look at the bottom line. You have to decide what's best for the youth. So that's what I hope we can do.
I agree with some of the other comments about how we can only do what we can control. We know there will be budget cuts. They happen every year, but we can only cut so much until we cut to the bone. And we have to look at the revenue side of things. I think our school district is an asset, and we have to figure out how we grow that asset. And when I talk to people, there's this perception of people outside of Plattsburgh that our school district has a problem. And we need to change that perception. Unfortunately, the perception is the reality. We need to find programs that attract people. Maybe we need to figure out a way to expand the school day. Maybe we need to come up with a volunteer system so that people want to be a commuter in Plattsburgh. We need to figure out a way to bring people in here, even though they work in other spots in other towns, and be interested in spending their money and supporting our schools and helping us grow our biggest asset, which is our school.
I know the economy is bad, but if you do get the right people, make sure they have a good qualification to do the work, any work you do. Just don't stick somebody in here because you done lost somebody. Make sure, that's why I want to be on the board. Just make sure whatever you do in the school system, just make sure they have good qualifications to do the work. But, I mean, we are going to have to do more work and less people because the economy is getting bad. And I can understand the budget cuts.
Budget cuts are going to happen. The bad part in this district, if any of you were at the forum, 71% of our budget is personnel. And we got hit this year with like a 23% health increase in their benefits. So personnel's where a lot of hits are taken. You can only cut, I agree, so far, but you can combine class sizes. You can have to increase maybe class sizes. Teachers and administrators and their salaries have to be looked at too.
To me, it looks like a self-limiting situation. You know you've got the budget cuts. because of the declining enrollment and because of declining revenue. They're all tied together. Everybody else has said that as well. In the current state of the economy, it's happening everywhere. Every single business is fighting it. Whether you're a small business, a big business, everybody has to deal with it. Everybody has to make the hard decisions right now. It's not a pleasant thing to do. I have a business of my own and I work for accounting, and we're having to make decisions on both ends about how to spend money, how to carefully budget things, whether we need to purchase or sell equipment, whether we need to add personnel or not, or drop personnel, unfortunately. We have to take our lumps where they come right now, make the best of it, and hopefully we can grow from that in the future. Add good qualified staff back in.